Over the years, there have been plenty of iconic Disney characters, none more so than the incredible number of princesses the company has produced. Most are universally liked by Disney fans, but some, of course, are liked a lot more than others, which is only to be expected. From Pocahontas to Snow White and Mona to Belle. Today we're discussing Disney princesses and ranking them by their likability, so stay right where you are. Let's get straight into it then. At 13, it's Anna and Elsa from Frozen. Of course, the sisters aren't yet officially part of the official Disney princess list, but given the fact that their merchandise is already paired with the other princesses on this list, it's definitely in the post. As we know, Anna is probably a little more likable than Elsa, especially in the first movie, who comes across as quite manipulative. However, we eventually see how much she loves her sister as her behavior comes from a place of love. Anna is the opposite of her sister, even saving her life on more than one occasion. When breaking the rules, she always makes a great point as to why the rules shouldn't be there in the first place. And we also love a princess who speaks her mind. At 12, it's Ariel. Now more than 30 years old, The Little Mermaid is a classic, and Ariel as such is one of the most likable Disney characters of all time. She cares about her fellow sea dwellers and always looks to explore, learn, and make herself better. Of course, like all good princesses, she is pretty rebellious and doesn't always listen to advice and can even be pretty gullible at points, which is one of the reasons why she is so far down on today's list. She does get better throughout the movie, but these traits have unfortunately made her less likable than her princessing peers. Do you guys like Ariel? Aurora is coming through at 11 next. Stay with us. There's no doubt that Aurora is a likable character, but thanks to Maleficent, she is often put into some difficult situations during Sleeping Beauty. She doesn't let this change her outlook, but it does have an effect on her personality and what defines her. Unfortunately, this makes her a little less likable than the other princesses a little further up on this list. At 10, it's Snow White. Stick around. Of course, Snow White has plenty of traits which make her likable, including dedication, hard work, and empathy, and given the fact she was Disney's first ever princess, she will always hold a special place in the hearts of fans. However, this is also her downfall. Because the creators didn't particularly know what they had when they made the character, they haven't given fans a particularly in-depth look at her character and personality, something which they rectified in later princesses. Future princesses owe a lot to Snow White, and for this reason, she should be held in high regard by all Disney fans. What do you make of Snow White's portrayal? Next up at 9, it's Pocahontas. Stay tuned. Pocahontas is widely regarded to be the most important and problematic story in Disney's repertoire, and for this reason, the heroine is one of the most liked characters in the company's whole stable. She's passionate, doesn't give in easily, and is loyal, but she is a little reserved and sometimes comes across as cold, no doubt down to the subject material of the movie. She focuses on her decisions and can come across as quite businesslike when it gets down to it, but this can also make her seem a little less likable. Where does Pocahontas stand in your list of Disney princesses? At 8, it's Cinderella. Cinderella is universally loved thanks to her background story. She has been through a lot due to her despicable family who bully her mercilessly, but she is incredibly likable and fans have for years shown plenty of sympathy to the character. Of course, she's incredibly kind to everyone she meets, and it all ends happily for Cinders, but similar to Snow White, her creators haven't gone into as much depth as maybe they might have should the character have been developed years later. She does manage to still treat her family with love despite how they treat her, which is one of the reasons why she is so well liked by the Disney family. What do you guys make of Cinderella? Let us know below. Fa Mulan is coming through at number 7. Stay with us. Fa Mulan managed to break down barriers like no princess had managed to do before her. She proves that women can do things that men can and goes out of her way to protect her father, even if some of her methods might not be by the princess book. She also leads by example too, which makes her someone who the men in the movie can look up to. Thanks to specific traits such as her loyalty and trustworthiness, she has become one of the most likable characters in the Disney family, which is only magnified by always trying to be the best version of herself. Have you guys seen both Mulan movies? Which did you prefer? Number 6 is Mona. Stick around. Mona is desperate to defy her father and break the archaic rule of not being able to leave the island, something which makes her sense of adventure admirable. Of course, she has good intentions at heart and wants to leave the island to save the community, something which she manages to eventually do by returning the heart of Te Fiti. Throughout the movie, Mona proves how likable and even lovable she is, as she is willing to risk it all to benefit her community. Well done, Mona. What do you guys think of Mona at 6? At 5, we have Merida from Brave. The title kind of gives Merida's character away before even watching the movie, as she is one of the more defiant characters in Disney's catalog. Skilled with a bow and arrow, Merida wants to prove her worth throughout the movie, and her strong independence traits make her one of the more likable characters. She is also keen to quash the status quo and prove that women can be a credit to their communities. Of course, she nearly blows it all with the witchcraft storyline, but manages to save her loved ones by going on a life-changing adventure, managing to be one of the most likable Disney princesses along the way. Who is your favorite Disney princess? We have Jasmine from Aladdin at 4. One of the greatest traits Jasmine has is her eagerness to live a normal life. She is willing to work hard for what she has and isn't happy to be just spoon-fed through life. She's also very intelligent and independent and will stand up for what she believes in, which means fans easily gravitate towards her. Jasmine is probably the most relatable Disney princess, which is why she features so highly on today's list. What do you guys make of Jasmine? Belle from Beauty and the Beast is in at 3. Stick around. Similar to Jasmine, Belle is one of the more intelligent Disney princesses and is able to become one of the more legitimate role models along the way. She is truly unique, and these traits make her easy to love. In contrast to many other characters on today's list, Belle is able to see through the Beast's facade and treats him for who he is, not what he looks like. This personality trait makes Belle one of the most likable Disney characters ever to grace the screen. What do you guys think? Give us your thoughts below. We have Tiana from The Princess and the Egg at 2. Stay tuned. Tiana seems to be one of the most well-liked Disney princesses, and it's all down to a personality trait that most others don't seem to have, possibly with Jasmine as the exception. Tiana has no problems with hard work and will fight for everything she has. She works all the hours God sends, and even when turned into a frog, manages to still come across as likable, as her attitude never changes. One of the most likable characters ever to grace our screens, Tiana is also one of the most determined characters we are ever likely to see, which is why fans love her so much. And at number 1, it's Rapunzel from Tangled. Of course, every character on this list today is likable in one way or another, but Rapunzel takes it up a notch with her limitless energy and sense of adventure. She is also passionate about getting out of her tower, which is commendable. Kind, normal, and humble in equal measure, Rapunzel is super easy to relate to, and the fact that she doesn't even know she's a princess until later in the movie makes her probably the most likable princess in Disney's long and storied history. What do you make of our number 1? Let us know below. As usual, thanks for dropping in on us today, and remember to tune in again next time for some more fun reveals. And let us know if you would change around any of the princesses on our list today. Oh, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel today so you don't miss out on more great bits and pieces in the future. Bye, guys.